Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Costa. I'm a UX UI designer. And one of the tools that are really important for me in my day-to-day is a tool called Sunsama. Sunsama is a daily planner. It takes all of the different tasks and thoughts and ideas that I have across all the different tools that I use, even at work, tools that I use as well, and it combines them into one nice place that allows you to plan your day and time box and basically organize your life. I use it every day. Every morning I have a ritual where I wake up. After I've had my coffee, I'll go onto Sunsama and I'll plan my day. So I want to show you today what that looks like in real time, and talk about why I do it. So let's jump in. So this is what my day looks like as soon as you open Sunsama. You'll notice there's a lot of things going on. What we have here is all the different tools on the right here of what I've brought into Sunsama and connected. So number one, I have the calendar. So this is my calendar for the day. Pretty good, I have nothing on today. The second one is the email. So I've connected my email, and you can see here there's the different things that I've received. You can click on one and, for example, I'll be able to see a Figma comment or something that was left and I've been notified through email. So I've connected my work email there. The second thing is Notion. So I use Notion for YouTube. I use Notion for other side projects that I do, and I can tie in databases and link them here and be able to drag these steps in. The next thing is ClickUp. We use ClickUp at work, so I've connected it here and I can see all the different work that is assigned to me or I've created, and I can easily bring it in and put it as a ticket in Sunsama, and I can plan my day using those tickets. I've also connected reminders. So you can see here there's a bunch of personal reminders that I've done. I've also got the reminders. I can add them on my phone through iPhone, and I can bring them in here every day and bring in tasks I need to do. The other one here is weekly objectives. So at the start of the week, you can do a weekly planning session in Sunsama, and what that does is you can plan out what you want to do on a week-to-week basis. You can then also assign tickets to go directly onto a weekly objective. So you can see all the different things here. This is the work here that I need to do. So here I've got publish first future video, which I did this week. I can tick it off. I've also got some work here with playable, so some features that I need to work on. And I've got all of the tickets that are associated with that underneath this. So it looks quite messy, but what you can do, and which is really useful, is you've built a large objective or a large goal, and you can work towards it with smaller steps. The next one here is the backlog. So these are things that you can work on in the future, and then you can search and also look at things that have been snoozed if you haven't worked on them in a while. So what I like to do is I like to go to daily planning. I like to look at my calendar. I like to look at my emails through here to see what there is. If there's anything, I can just drag it in. So for example, let's say here there's a website marketing stuff that I need to do. I can just drag it straight in, and that's then a task here in my website, in my task list. So this is my task list for the day. There's quite a lot here. What I'll do is I'll usually go through it and I'll see, I'll click on the task at hand. I'll see what work is involved. I've previously dragged this stuff in from yesterday, planned my week out. I like to plan my week out. So this is stuff that I've worked on. I can see here that there's a planned 3 hours for this task. That probably might not be a 3-hour task, it might be a 2-hour task. So I'll put it down and I'll really estimate across the board for all of this. I also have some personal tasks on here. For example, I'd like to have a task where I remind myself to drink water, a certain amount of bottles of water per day, mow the lawns, some personal tasks and things like that I like to encapsulate. The other thing that people do, I do sometimes but not always, is I'll go through and I'll basically drag this onto the calendar and I can time box it. So for example, here I'll be working on this ticket here in the morning, so I'll drag that on there and I know that I have this work to do in the morning. And what that helps is that I have a start and an end time, and I can really work on it like that as well. So once I've gone through and I've done all of that, what I can do is click next, and it'll tell you like I've got an 8-hour window in this day, and it knows that the work that I've planned here definitely exceeds that 8-hour window. So it'll tell you that you've got way too much work, and what you can do is you can then just shift things and bump things to the next day. So for example, I could bump this flow here to the next day. I could bump this one here to the next day, could bump that one to the next day, and then all of a sudden we have a 7-hour window, so we know that we have enough time to complete that stuff. And I find this works really well to not overload yourself, because usually you write a list out and you'll have way too much things to do. Once you're done with that, you can press next. You can also add a shutdown. So this is the time that you'll be prompted to shut down. You'll have a nice summary there, which will show you everything that you've worked on for the day, allow you to do or add any comments, and you can publish it to different places like Slack or Microsoft Teams. So I'll add that to calendar at 5 o'clock, and then I can go, looks good. It gives you a nice big plan of what you are working on today. If there's any obstacles in your way, you can type them in and you can post it to some services that are already that are supported, like Teams and Slack. So I'll click get started, and there we go, we have today, right? And you can have these different things here on the left. So you have your day, so you have daily planning, which we just went through, your daily task list, which I always use. So you can see here, this is just the task list, and you have those tabs on the right. You can have your calendar view here. You also have daily shutdown, which is the process that is run when you shut down your day. It'll tell you what you worked on, what you didn't get to. You can click through the steps and find that. And then you have your daily highlights, which is a new feature which shows you what you've worked on in a given day. So here you can see yesterday what I worked on. You can see all the different things here, how long you worked on it. And then your weekly planning, which I spoke about, where you can look at and plan your week by week, and then a weekly review as well, which is something that is kicked off at the end of the week, and it will tell you how you did on your objectives, whether you finished them, how many tasks you ticked off, and so on. The reason I really like Sunsama is because it helps me to balance my work stuff with my personal stuff, and also from a work point of view, it allows me to be able to bring in tasks from different areas. You know, you might be receiving email on a Figma comment. You might receive, some tasks through a service like ClickUp or Jira, and you can bring all these things in one nice consolidated view, and then work on them really. So it helps you to consolidate all your tasks, plan your day, gets you into the routine of creating a ritual of spinning up your day, planning your day, looking at your calendar, shutting down your day. And especially when you're in a remote work situation and your daily work life blends a lot into your personal life, it's good to be able to create and use a tool like this where it helps you to separate what you're doing between your work and your personal stuff. I just want to show you one other quick thing that I really like as well, which is a cool tool, is when you're working on something, you can go in here and press focus, right, on a task, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you this task, and you can press play and you'll be able to see here that there's a timer. And typically the way it's set up is that after a 20-minute interval, you'll receive a little dong, and it'll tell you that you have worked for 20 minutes, and it'll prompt you to take a break, which is really, really good. Again, if you're working remote, you'll work all the way through. I typically work all the way through unless I'm reminded to kind of snap out of it, take a little bit of a 5-minute break before jumping back into it. You can customize that 20 minutes, it can be an hour, and so on and so forth. You can change the sound effect and all this sort of stuff, but it's really good to be able to jump in and do that. And the other thing is, when you're in this individual task view, you can essentially go and add a subtask which isn't related to the task, say if it's been brought in from a service like Jira or ClickUp. But you can do these other little tasks that are for your internal consideration for what helps you get to completing that overall ticket or piece of work. And the other thing is you can write notes. You know, you can type in this task should be X, Y, Z, and then you can stop it, check it off, and be on with your day. So if you've enjoyed this, I have a referral to Sunsama. Let me know if you want me to cover anything else with Sunsama or anything to do with my day-to-day as a designer working remotely. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, as I'll be doing future videos about design and workflow and anything else. Cheers.